Bracketology show. Ba 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 ba.
I gotta get that recorded or something.
I know, right? It's like a nice Ron Burgundy age 1970s.
Yeah. I'm Ron Burgundy? Damn it! Who put that on the teleprompter? You know he's gonna read everything that gets on there.
That is a great movie. I enjoyed the second one. It wasn't as funny as the first one, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, because usually sequels are terrible, but I actually laughed quite a bit in that one. It was good. The randomness was excellent. So
the fight scene was awesome.
The fight scene was, yeah, I mean, anytime you can get Liam Neeson to show up, it's just...
It's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson!
Oh my gosh, it was great. It was,
and of course, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey sitting there. That made it even funnier.
I do want to give a shout out to a movie that I do think is underrated and underappreciated, and it's a local, and that's Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro, I actually
Jackie
think
Moon.
I laughed at that. I thought that was pretty good. I'm not sure why everybody... I mean, just the idea of a basketball team in Flint called the Flint Tropics, especially after this winter, it's really funny. So give Semi-Pro a second shot if you didn't like it the first time, or give it a first chance if you've never seen it before. I think it was actually really good. I might go rent that tonight, actually. I'm going to fall asleep during it because I got up at 3 a.m. this morning. Now I'm totally running off of caffeine, if you can't tell.
Or do you have to wake up at 3 a.m. again tomorrow?
No, I do not, thank the Lord. But well, I do have to work, but...
Well, then you can stay here and watch the Wings. Why not? Anyway, Bracketology show. If you didn't know that. Like I said, I got to record
Bracketology show!
Obviously, this field of 68 was about as wide open as the gap between Michael Strahan's teeth. At least I think.
Okay, so, like that far?
No, like this far.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no 16 seed beat a 1 this year, as that's the case every year. But they came within 9 points.
Let's face it, it might not have been a 16 versus a 1, but it was a 16 beating a 1. I mean, Mercer beating Duke was basically as big of an upset as you can have.
It was the biggest upset of this tournament. It was a 13 beating, or a 14 beating a 3. Which the past 2 years, we've had a couple of 15s beating a 2. 2 years ago, Lehigh beat Duke, and Norfolk State beat Mizzou. 2 15s beating 2s.
Yeah.
Last year, Florida Gulf Coast beat Georgetown, a 15 over a 2. It did not happen this year, and I don't think any of them came close, frankly.
I remember it was probably about 10 to 15 years ago when college basketball was good, and Coastal Carolina was up by about 18 on a number 1 seed in the second half, and they were a 16 seed. And then they gave up, I think, 30 straight points and lost. But I remember that was like the closest I've ever seen to a 16 seed.
Twice a 16 has come within 1 point. I think it was Princeton in 95 or something like that against Georgetown.
Okay.
Remember when the Princeton coach looked like he was in his mid-70s?
Princeton was good, though, remember, because they upset UCLA. Remember all they did was the backdoor passing, and they were so good at that. They upset... Oh, wait, you were like 4 years old then, but Princeton used to just... All they did was run backdoor cuts. So that's all it was. Guard would have it, pass it over. The guy passed it, would do a backdoor cut, backdoor... And it wore teams down. And I haven't seen much of that ever since, but Princeton knocked off a top-ranked UCLA club doing that, and it was fun to watch. It was like the basketball version of the option. It was really cool, but anyway.
But anyway, that's our upset little segment right here. Brackets so far. I don't think you filled out a bracket, did you?
I did, and I'm still in the running for the $1 billion because I did choose Mercer, and I chose Dayton. Actually, my dog did, but hey. But unfortunately, I picked Wofford to beat Michigan, so that was the that was the one I missed out.
Yeah, right.
So, the rest of them were flawless up until that point.
Believe it or not, it was the second day of the tournament. All perfect brackets were done. There were 11 million submissions to ESPN. I think the same to Yahoo for the $1 billion. On Friday evening, there were none perfect.
Jeez.
Now, I will be proud to say that I picked Stephen F. Austin to beat VCU. I called it!
I probably would have picked them because I like their name better, and I don't know either one of those clubs.
Stephen F. Austin is from Texas, and their nickname is the Lumberjacks.
Okay. Stephen Austin from Texas.
Stephen F. Austin.
Okay.
Let's see. Mercer beat Duke. I had Duke in the Elite Eight, so that didn't work out too well.
Hey, I don't think anybody saw that coming, so unless somebody picked that, like, and like just sort of like a random thing, there's no way anybody picked, or Mercer fans. Of course, Mercer fans are the ones who actually picked that, but anybody else who picked Mercer over Duke, it was either random or they were just joking around and got lucky because like nobody would have picked that one. So that ended the $1 billion contest right there.
You know, I heard a rumor from Seth Davis, one of the CBS's analysts. He had a rumor saying Mercer might very well beat Duke. I remember him saying that, and I looked at the bracket. I'm like, nah, that's not going to happen. Duke. I had Stephen F. Austin. I almost picked Dayton, but like Monday, I was at Delta and I ran into a couple of friends of mine. And I said, I got Dayton beating Ohio State, and they said, no, Ohio State's going to go to at least Sweet 16. And I'm like, yeah, they're probably right. Change that one. And then I will say I skipped class to watch the first part of the NCAA tournament on Thursday. None of my professors were surprised, by the way.
There is a time, kids, when skipping class is perfectly okay. You have to live life. Because what if you go to all those classes and you skip basketball and you do all these boring things like learn, and then like on the way home you get hit by a bus? It's like you didn't live life, and then you deserve to get hit by a bus. You need to live life once in a while, so skip class. Don't stay in school. Leave school, skip class, go watch basketball. More importantly, watch Liverpool play because they're awesome.
This was the first year I could actually skip class to watch the tournament without getting punished for it.
That's true. That's true.
And so I took fair advantage of that, and my professors were not surprised that I did take advantage of it. And I got to see Dayton beat Ohio State, which was like, wow. That ended my perfect bracket chances, but it's like,
you know,
awesome.
The odds were like 1 in a quintillion. I don't even know what that number is, but it's bigger than a trillion, so it's like...
The odds of winning the Mega Millions were better than the odds of getting a perfect bracket.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you only had to pick like 5 numbers plus the Powerball and like 30-something. This you had to pick...
63 games.
50-50 chances, kind of, for 30-some games in the first round, then 16, then 8, then 4, then 2. Then it's like, pfft. Especially once the farther they get and the teams get closer in terms of skill, the harder those picks get. So it's like,
I'm more nervous this weekend than last weekend about my bracket. If you know what I mean. Because the past couple of years, my national champion was eliminated in the Sweet 16. Last year was Kansas. U of M beat Kansas, which I was in a conundrum the whole game. It's like,
you never pick Kansas. That's basically my rule of thumb.
I had Kansas out before the Sweet 16 this year, and what happened? Stanford beat them in the round of 32. If you saw the game, you saw the crying kid on CBS.
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw the crying kid who found out that the New York Rangers traded Ryan Callahan to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Did you see that video?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. Talk about seeing a kid's entire world get crushed. It was brilliant. I like that one. You should check that one out.
I will check that out. But anyway, that is our NCAA show for this time. Our question for this one is your bracket ruined yet? It probably is. But is it? Let me know. Give me a comment, subscribe, do what you need to. This has been the
Bracketology Show. Dum.